Warning, it is the opinion of 4th Street Productions, LLC, and the Low Life podcast that we should inform you that some language used in the recording could possibly be considered offensive, and you have been warned. So if you decide to listen to the Low Life podcast, then don't complain like...
Yo, you're now listening to the Low Life podcast or whatever. This here's the lowdown.
Hi, I'm J-Dub. I'm here with Mickey, and this is the Low Life podcast. Let's get right into the lowdown. Just a little bit about ourselves and our week. Here we go. What's up, Mick?
What's up, baby? How you doing, Poppy?
Did you know that Pringles are only 40% potato? Or less than 40% potato?
I did. But real quick, before we just start bullshitting, guys, I want you to know the rundown. Here is just us kind of catching up on the week real quick. Hit it, Did you do anything crazy this week? Did you know this about potatoes? Take it away, J-Dubsky.
I didn't know. I mean, if it's not potatoes, then what is inside of Pringles? What is the rest of it?
Wait, how many?
Less than 40%. Less than half. And that Breyers ice cream, well, it's not ice cream anymore. It's called Breyers Frozen Treat, that it doesn't contain enough actual dairy in it to be considered ice cream. Did you know that?
For the lactose intolerance?
No, that's just all the ice cream doesn't contain enough dairy to be called ice cream anymore. It's called Frozen Treat.
Interesting.
Seriously. Yeah, look at the
packaging. I do like a good treat, though. That's good marketing. I was saying, let me try that little treat. I will pop that right off the shelf, son.
I want real milk in the ice cream.
Why? Your belly hurts every time you eat a bowl of cereal.
I mean, it doesn't make me feel good, but I don't know. It feels like they're selling something weird. Like they're up to something.
I forget sometimes you're so old that you don't like change. You're like, nah, back in my day it was ice cream.
Well, there used to be potatoes. There used to be potatoes and potato chips. I'm not a crazy person.
Well, I'm sure there's some other shit in there, like some fucking, corn starch and shit. You know what I'm saying? Baking soda and shit.
MSG.
Yeah, 100% potato means that they just have potato slices that aren't seasoned. Doesn't mean that the other fucking 30% is made up of budgies.
The rest of it's just chemicals. But yeah. So, whatever. Have fun eating your cancer Pringles. You love it.
Damn. I'm not really a big Pringles guy anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's true. The whole once you pop, the fun don't stop. It's it's kind of whack. I go through a tube easy, and then it doesn't really taste like a real potato chip. I'm a real true blue bag Hers kind of guy.
Remember when Lay's came out with those fake tube chips? They tried to do the Pringles thing where they made tubed chips,
They were disgusting. Yeah, I remember that.
They were gross. They came in a plastic sleeve. They were the worst, yo.
They were for diet or hipster people. They were baked Lay's, Faldies or whatever.
Remember that? Were you old enough for that? Remember when they changed the diet potato chip? It was made with Olean or something like that, and it was giving massive amounts of people diarrhea. This was
potato chips?
It was 1997. I don't know what year it was. It was made with Olean. It was some weird ass chemical they used to make diet Lay's potato chips, and it gave 4,600 people diarrhea.
Nah, son. I don't remember nothing about no Olean, Jackie.
Yeah.
97, I was up to some other shit. I might have been on 3D Doritos by then, dude.
They brought those back and they're not the same, yo. I
They were
remember
never
them being
good.
way better.
They're disgusting. They were kind of always
Maybe they were never good.
The commercial just had that chick with huge knocks in it at the fucking laundromat. Remember her? She was like cleaning and like the Doritos shooting to her mouth, and it was like pretty cool for a young guy like me. I was boned out watching that. Son.
No matter how high I get, no matter what company comes out with it, the cheese in the crust pizza is never good, yo. It's so bad every
Stuffed
time.
crust?
And yeah, it's so bad. It's like string cheese inside the crust. It's so bad every year. I get like real high and I'm like, damn, that looks good. And then I order it and I get it and it's the worst. It's not even edible, yo. The Papa John's one is this. I even called Papa John's. I was like, is it good? And she was like, what? And I was like, they use like outside telemarketers now for pizza shops. You know, if you call a pizza shop, you don't like
Papa anyway. Dude. They say the N word over there. You know, like what do they know?
But you call Papa John's, you get somebody in the Philippines, and they place the order online basically for you over the phone. You can't like call the local Papa John's.
Doesn't surprise me, dude. Papa took a big hit to that fucking, the account plus the stock. Papa John's in fucking hot water, son.
Chaos. And then I asked her, I was like, have you tried this cheese crust thing? You know, she's like, no. I was like, I'm like, I know it's not going to be good, but I ordered it anyway.
Didn't they do the back in the day Pizza Hut, the goat Pizza Hut, like before it was these fucking, little mini slices or whatever they call it now, the pizza minis.
Pizza Hut Express.
Now they don't like use, there's like gluten-free Jones, but the big New Yorker, I think for a limited time, had stuffed crust, and that would make your dick fly off the front of you, dude. Right into
was that Little Caesars, the big I'm thinking of remember what was the big New Yorker? It went all the way to the edges or something.
It was Husk, a big ass boy, big flat guy, big ass pepperonis. It was so fire.
I remember that. Do you remember the gigantic rectangle box Little Caesars used to do?
Yeah, I like
it'd be like Caesars 3 feet fucking long.
Like by the time I could like eat food, like I wasn't ever picking Little
Caesars. Do you remember Little Caesars when it had like wings and stuff? Like when it was a real pizza shop, it wasn't just a DiGiorno's that heated up for you.
I don't know. I remember with the little guy with the John, like pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be all right. There was one in Lansdale. It was actually pretty good, yeah.
That guy was Caesars.
This is Julius Caesar, yeah.
Not though. It's like the pizza. There was nothing Italian about the pizza besides they were always like fucking late or whatever. Bad thing about Italians is they were always touching your tits when you didn't want them to. Sucked. Always grabbing my ass.
Little Caesars had a mascot. Domino's had the Noid. You remember the Noid?
Nah.
Damn, yeah.
I don't think so.
Remember Domino's is like little character that would come and try and like steal your pizza? You don't remember?
I don't think so, dude.
Oh man. Oh,
yeah, you're dude.
You're missing out on some great marketing.
But how was your week besides hating the,
finding out all that stuff about products that don't exist that are real? Other than that, pretty good. Can't complain. All that new DC shit came out. The Batman movie trailer and the Flash movie and all that crap.
Very cool. Yeah,
very
a lot
exciting.
Of that stuff looks very cool, dude. I like Robert Pattinson. I think he's gonna be like Batman to cry like a bitch and like freak out.
That movie's gonna be good, yeah. I'm excited.
Did you see what's his name? Colin Farrell already got his spinoff, HBO, John.
About the Penguin?
Hopefully it's like when he's young and looks like Colin Farrell. I don't want to stare at that fucko in the makeup the whole time,
He's all heavy and flat-footed.
Yeah, guy looks like the dude that used to be a lunch lady, but he was the only guy. I remember I had a guy like that. Only lunch guy. Lunch lady, man.
Do we have any lunch men? I don't think I did.
It's rare, dude. He was the one guy, and his tits were so big, everyone thought he was a lunch lady. He didn't care either.
Yeah, how much different was... Yeah, we'll talk about that one day. How much different was your public food in South Philly?
Terrible, dude. But real quick, it's a real quick little tidbit here. My mom one time had a plug at the my school lunch. I don't know if I ever told you this. And she probably sucked that guy's dick or something, the big fat guy with the tits. because that's how she got a lot of stuff, was through sex and exchanges. But one day I was staying home from school because I like never went to school. Yeah, she's like, "Yo, Mickey, I got a mission for you, cuzzy." I'm like, "What, dude? What do you got for me to do? What today? What law are you gonna make me break?" She did that thing like, "All right, I'm gonna time you." That's and you're like, I gotta list this shit. When they try to get you with the like, "I'll time you. You're the fastest kid I know, I swear." She's like, "You gotta run across the street right after recess is done. Okay? Like when everyone goes in, you hear the bell, run across, run to the schoolyard, down the side steps. There's like the side steps, like the basement exit. Like all the older kids would like smoke behind and stuff. They would bang prostitutes back there on the late night, like Friday nights. It was crazy, dude. But she was like, "There's going to be a garbage bag there. I need you to pick that garbage bag up and run it over to the house." I lived right across the street, as fast as you can. I'm like, "All right, dog, here we go, son." So I go over there. It was like a Santa sack. It was tied tight. Like I didn't even know what was inside. I'm like, "Oh my God, this is the heaviest thing ever." I'm like dragging it. Oh, I have to climb a fence with it. I'm like trying to throw it up. Oh God. Like it was trash, dude. Bag ripped kind of, and I'm like, fuck, so I run across the street. I'm all hype, and she's like, "Oh, you made it!" Like surprise. I'm like, so they didn't even think I was gonna make it. They sent me, dude. So like,
send you on a dummy mission.
Yeah, ripped it open. The fucking rectangle frozen school pizzas were in there, and the little grape fucking juice Jones. Remember the little grape Jones they would give you that be frozen?
You peel the top all the way off.
It was like, sorry, my earphones fell out.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I got so excited for those little grape things. I just fucked them up. But yeah, and then she was like, "There you go, dude. Thank you."
That's how you guys ate in the house for a couple of weeks.
Yup. Probably even less than that. Any food we get, they then take out again sometimes and barter with for more drugs. What?
But you need that.
Yeah, they would buy mad shit with food stamps that like wasn't for us, and we're like, "Who's this for?" Like, when there was no babies in the house, and they're getting like baby milk. Yeah, I'm like, "What the fuck?" I knew there was a lady down the street, bro. She's the plug, so I'd have to go run her a couple Kansas Semi, straight for that fucking Dwayne Johnson, boy. That Rocky Marciano.
Oh,
yeah. So that's how it goes sometimes with
a lot of kids. Yeah, a lot of kids dreamed of eating school lunch at home.
Yeah, dude. It was like,
some
what do they
people
call
loved
it now?
it, yo.
They go back to school for it. There's like a day. It's like rec day or something.
I mean, there's a couple of things I would like to try it just to like remember like how good or bad it really was, because some things I felt like weren't that bad, but then I see pictures of them and I'm like, there's no way those Max sticks were any good. Did you have those Max sticks?
They were macaroni and cheese.
It was like a big breaded. It was like a breadstick full of cheese.
Oh yeah, pizza stick day, double day for me.
They call them Max sticks.
Nah, they were called pizza sticks, boy, and they were fire.
Served with like sauce on the side, or you could get it on it.
Yeah, I used to put it directly into my butthole. Just walk down the aisle. Larry with the tits would go, blip.
Just skip a step. Just put it right inside me.
So good, dude. I'd boof it home. All right, dude, that's a pretty good catch up on the week. We talked about me putting stuff in my butt, my mom sucking dicks, normal stuff.
eating lunch at home.
Yeah. So I guess next we're gonna go to the fucking Are You Low Life,
Yeah.
Where we just ask each other. Actually, we'll have producer Matsky fire off a bunch of questions to determine if we are in fact low lifes.
All right. Well,
see you there.
See you on the other side.
Marty, we have to find out. Are you a lowlife?
All right, fam. Next is Are You a Lowlife? This is a dope segment where our producer, fucking Matty Ice, aka Uncle Matsky, will just like throw out random questions to determine if J-Dub and I are in fact lowlifes, which I can tell you right now, I am. Because I'm in therapy, I only use I phrases. So I can only speak for myself. Let's fucking do it, Matt. Fire them up.
All right. Question number 1. If you had to choose between weed or alcohol for the rest of your life, which would you choose?
I would pick weed without a hesitation. I'd give up drinking right. I'd stop drinking right now. What about you? I know it's a harder decision for you, yo.
When is the last time you did drink?
I mean, I am drinking right now, but
Piece of shit, dude.
But I give it up.
But I mean, like I feel like you're hitting your thing on the regular, right?
Yeah, I love.
You're
weed
not
more.
drinking every day, right?
No, I drink it like occasionally. It does make me a bit more sociable, but for the most part, like
Yeah.
I don't operate or function very well without marijuana.
Yeah, you need to cool down the engine, man. You're running at a
Yeah.
high frequency. I know how to.
I run hot.
Oh, dude,
What
they
about
call
you?
J-Dub Choo Choo, boy. Not because he likes a bunch of dudes to bang them all in a line either.
I
I'll tell
run
you
hot.
what, for me, a lot has changed since this pandemic, bro. I'll be honest, dude. Now that my dad calls me Mickey Medicaid and I lost everything, drinking, oh my God, amazing. I am on the wine, dude. I'm on the wine. It's basically as heavy as you can be without being a straight up wino. Like they were calling me Mickey Malbec, you know what I'm saying, dude? Mickey Merlot. Liz at one point said, "All right, as long as you're not Mickey nine wine before 9." It's
Wine
tough
after
to say
9.
it.
How
No,
many?
she doesn't want it before 9, so then I became Mickey Wine after 9.
How long ago did you even start drinking wine? Like I feel like it wasn't that long ago.
It was like after trying to think, one of these BLM protests, dude. They started burning down Portland or something. I just fucking poured up like 3:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, the
You're like-
world's ending.
You're
Yeah.
like, dude, the box is where it's at, yo. I was like, you're actually right. It's got like 5 bottles in one, 3 bottles in a box, 5 bottles in a box.
It's a lot because
It's a
when
lot.
I just get one bottle, I drink it in a few minutes, and I'm like, I get the big boy. It's cool because you can't really see how much is in there,
Yeah, it's a secret how much is left.
but you at least get one really good nut, and that's what I bank on, dude. I make you one night at a time, dude. 2 in the morning, if I do, that's it. I'm so on it, and weed was a crutch for me for such a long time, But also, I think now that I'm on antidepressants, these brain pills, that I haven't really needed the weed as much, and that's honestly truthful there, dude.
You would give up smoking and stick with drinking.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, without a doubt, drinking is God's medicine right from the teeth, dude. I'll take it any style, dude, except for the tequila. If I gotta climb a wall for it, I don't want it. Seriously, I don't like that tequila. I really don't like it.
I don't either, yo. My girlfriend loves it. Her friends love it. I'm like, it's not fun. It's not good. Like if it's really cold, it's like all right, but like my body hates it. I think it's because I'm Irish.
Last time I did tequila, me and my buddy did first year of college. I went and played high school football with him. We did Oklahoma drill in the living room. Let's just say my buddy didn't wake up for about tres or cuatro minutos, dude. He was out, dude. He was done. All right. Yeah. Booze for me.
Yeah. Booze for you.
All right. So moving on. What's the weirdest thing you have ever used in the bedroom? Sounds like condom is the answer for both of you.
Never used one. No, I'm kidding.
These like anal beads and stuff before. It wasn't that much fun.
You
Yeah, did they get
you
stuck
put
in you?
beads
They
in your
smell,
butt?
yo. Not my butt, but they smelled, yo. She had them.
Oh, did you pull them out, son?
Yeah.
Or did you put them
Like,
in?
boop. Well, both. Yeah, you gotta put
Oh,
them in
you
and pull
put
them out.
I didn't know she was one of them crazies who that's her pregame. She drinks a glass of Merlot and shoves all the beads up you. And she's like, it's in my butt. About fucking 10 beads, dude. Come pull them out.
No, like
How
like baby oil or nothing like a
beads
mess.
how many beads went in there?
I don't know, like 6 maybe.
What was the circumference of the beads? Like golf ball?
They got bigger as they went, right? Yeah. So the first one was really small and the last one was really big.
I would think it would be the oppo, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
Was there anything on it?
No, but I remember when I pulled it out, I like smelled it and I was like, ooh, a little funky. It was also long. I was like doing the math. I was like, this is weird. I don't know. I'm not really into this.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure the butthole like has no like is it cavity or like there's no wall to it. That's just like an
Like
endless
it just doesn't,
line of
it just
intestines.
goes right into your,
Yeah.
it's like your butthole is miles long.
I think it's
That's-
like the small intestines is what, like 26 feet long or something, and without being stretched out.
Sounds right to me.
I might be wrong. I don't know.
Nah, dude, I'm pretty sure that's right. The intestines are very big. I don't know if a weir would necessarily go into the intestine once it like broke through the butt, but I would be willing to check it
Yeah.
out.
You
know?
you can definitely pierce your cavity, like the lining, and if that happens, right? Like if they stitch you up in there, or like if you can be, I think septic is when you have a leak out of your intestines. So your skin is a bag, right? And it's holding in all this blood and organs, and there's a shit line going through it. And if there's a leak in the shit line, then it gets mixed up in all the other stuff like your blood and everything. And that's when you get really fucking sick. So, Justin, quick question, and I'll cut this.
I love it, dude. You can't fuck the intestine. You heard it first here, dude.
Right.
I love
But
They I've always wanted like the baby oil thing does seem like fun, but a complete mess.
Oh, dude. They used to call me Mickey Baby Oil.
wait. Like, what's the benefit of oil over lube?
Just like be like the whole like
Oh,
laying
like
like
the shine-
like a
the
tarp
shine-
down, I guess,
Yeah.
and like sliding all around. So, I mean, I also have ADD, so I'm hard to
Yeah.
keep like just sliding
Smells
around
better.
seems kind
Yeah.
of fun.
Smells better, honestly.
Yeah.
It,
But
it
I-
smells better. Yeah, the tits are shiny.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen
He
the
loves
video
shiny ones.
evidence of it in my research, but I haven't ever partaken. But even when I see the video evidence of it, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it does nothing for me. But
It looks
what are
like a
you gonna do?
mess.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
literally, I'd be pissed to have to clean my sheets. That's what
I'll
I'd be
tell you
pissed
this. I'll tell you this. You like a nice slip and slide?
Yeah,
Huh?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Do you like a good intercourse?
yeah.
You're gonna love this, dude. It's like going up and down a slipping slide that you don't have to get up and run for. It's
Yeah, but
all the fun, none the
do you li-
stoppage.
Do you lay do you lay a tarp down? You
Nah,
just
dude,
use
this
like
happens-
shitty sheets you don't like?
This is like a one night stand thing, or honestly, with me and my girl, like when we first got together, like we were just so like excited about each other that I just wanted to try stuff, and she's got these whoppas, dude. These things are fucking corn-fed white girl I got, dude. She's fucking stacked pretty good, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I want to see what them motherfuckers look like, dude. I spray that shit. I fucking sanded them up.
It's a mess.
Wax on,
bro. Is
wax
it not a
off.
mess?
But dude, sex is a mess. Love is a mess, dude. Life is a mess. I don't think about the outcome. I'm in the moment back, dude. I fucking fire. I can easily go from 2-hole to 1-hole to a titty fuck in a split second, like
Just
a mock jet engine.
Spinning around.
Oh, dude. It's amazing, dude.
Does
But
sound fun.
you're right. It's not an everyday kind of thing. It's like, hey, this is our anniversary. Have you ever done a titty fuck to a butt? It's good to do that. The cheek
Isn't it
fuck,
called
I
like
it
the
called.
hot dog or something? Isn't
Never
that-
heard
It's
that,
like a
but I
hot
love
dog and a
it.
hot
But
dog
it's
bun.
like the hot dog vendor. I don't know. There is like a name for it. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, dude. It's called the fucking Nathan's stand mobile, dude. Where you just
It's
go
called the
in and
Joey
out.
Chestnut.
Yeah, you look like a fucking loser. It's like a luge guy. You're just fucking
Cool
swimming in them
runnings.
sheets,
Ride the
dude.
rhythm, ride the rail.
Yeah. So okay, nice. So what was yours, J-Dub? The beads, and then yours was baby oil there, Slick Mick.
Wasn't my craziest, but he mentioned it, so I just had to give him a tutor. That'll
Well,
work for
what
today.
we have time. What's your craziest?
Yeah, what's the craziest?
The craziest would have to be the toy, the buzzer.
What is please elaborate.
Okay, so Trojan put out this stellar line of small toys that are supposed to basically not intimidate your man. Something just not as big as their dick. You know what I mean? Or bigger. Like a lot of these
So
Jones
like a lie. So they kind of or they're selling like a lie. They're like, look,
Nah.
you're cool to settle with inadequacy. So
they're
here we go.
selling. They're selling innovation. This stuff could be NASA technology if you ask me. These things are this big, dude. They're about like a fucking,
Is it like a
what's this-
bullet?
What's this big? Yeah, like a bullet. Actually, very good, like a bullet or like a thing of chapstick. That's how I would describe
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Almost like a tube of lipstick or
Is
something.
it the vibration gimmick?
Yes, it is, and it's not a
Oh,
gimmick.
I see.
It's called a back-breaking gasm, dude. It'll make your fucking tongue beat your brains out, and you'll shit them right out of your butt. It's amazing, dude. You put
So,
it anywhere on the tit. Ooh, it feels great on the tit. Anywhere.
Is
Dude.
it the cock ring thing that goes like around your penis, or is it just you hold it?
No, it just
Oh,
you just put it on the clit. You can put it in an ass. I would get my balls wrapped in them on a beach. Very, very stimulating object. Dude. This thing is banana land, son. I'm telling you.
Wow. Very cool. And
One thing I will tell you though,
what
just
is-
as a forewarning, never
you know-
use the baby oil and the buzzer at the same time. You'll lose it. I've lost it. I'll fucking shoot out the window.
do you know the official name of the buzzer?
I think it's literally called like a buzzer. It's called like a.
I'm just
I would
saying
Trojan
guess-
makes
I
it could
would
be
say
our first
Google
sponsor if
Awesome
you
buzzer.
if we play
Yeah,
this
I'll
right,
find it.
we could be looking at our first sponsor here.
You read that like a review.
I'll look. It was a review, dude.
You
They
gave
called
it
the
you
Mad
gave it
Hatter,
quite
dude.
the endorsement.
Don't
Hey.
mix it with baby oil. That's fun.
All
That's
right.
funny.
So we got the beads, then we got the beads and the buzzer with the baby oil. Love it. Okay, moving on. Would you rather live in medieval times or in a futuristic cyberpunk world?
Well, with the cyberpunk, you get like robotic augmentation, and with the medieval world, you get shitting outside.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It just
if
smells
you-
like poop there.
if you look at like my thought with the medieval, and I don't mean to jump in here, but my thought is that with the medieval, the hygiene is just non-existent. It's absolutely
That's a great point.
It's
No, great
absolutely
point.
non-existent, terrible. Disease runs rampant. But if you're a man, it's like free reign for rape. You like
And
it's just you can rape anything.
oh,
Animals
we're not
included.
raping.
We're not
raping.
raping. I'm just saying, right? Like
could.
You could
There's-
rape. You
there's no
Yeah.
hygiene. There's disease everywhere. There's no internet, right? You can't read half the time, right? Like, if you're coming up, you're like, dude, just wait till I'm 13. I can't wait to start my first R, So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot going
Unless you're
on.
a royal. Like if you're living in the castle, dude,
Oh, if you're
then you're
living
money.
Party.
if you're living in the castle, depending on your station, if you're a servant in the castle, then you're getting it. But if you're like a lord visiting the duke, then it's open season on whatever. And it's probably not, it's all probably consensual at that point because they're like, oh, look at this guy. He's actually clean. So,
It was cool to be a warrior back then. Like the soldiers were
everything.
actually treated with respect.
Yeah, to get armor would be dope. Like the chainmail and the helmet and sword and stuff would be kind of
And
fun.
dude, if you make it back, it's just like a party at the pub. You're smashing tail in there. You get bread.
Oh.
You get to, go through a whole village, steal all their shit,
yeah.
take all the cool stuff. You know what I mean? Go home.
Pillage was
Yeah, you
big.
get to pillage.
If you're a
Yeah.
good fighter, dude, I
Well,
don't know, dude.
I
This
will-
would be hard for me.
I will say this. World War One, I believe, was the first war in the history of human existence where more soldiers were killed in action than died by disease.
Probably.
So in the history of all humankind, in wars, which have been thousands and thousands over the years, more men have always died from disease than from being killed during battle. So it goes to show you, if you're in medieval times, like you're looking at a 70% chance of dying in disease if you're a soldier. Right?
Yeah,
Like
we
the
owe that to the
Crusades.
aliens.
Oh,
Thank you, modern medicine, baby.
yeah. How about it, man? Shout out. Shout out
Seriously.
modern medicine. Shout out aliens. Shout them out all to, shout out medication. I will
that.
say
Yes,
this too. In answer to your first question, weed or alcohol, I think we're all choosing pills. There's
yeah.
a third option. There's a third
That's why I
option.
didn't even put it on the list.
yeah. There's no
See
question.
ya.
There's no
Would you-
question. What's
Would
the
you like to
number
be
one?
Would you like to be medicated into a coma every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
call me Mickey Medicine Cabinets for no reason, baby. You
Yeah.
know what
Would you
I'm
like to have
saying?
internal injuries instead of, yeah, it's nice, but okay. So
Well,
yeah,
existence
go
is a
ahead.
nightmare.
Your answer. Sorry, I kind of jumped in on that one. Go ahead.
No, I would
Medieval
definitely-
times, cyberpunk
yeah.
world. Do your thing.
I would definitely pick the future. PlayStation 7 is going to be so fucking dope.
And
I
you're
would-
riding in a flying car.
Yeah, I would be frozen right now if it was an option, just to see, think how much better everything's going to get.
Dude,
So
I
much
think
better.
my daughter is going to be taking her driver's test for a flying car when she's old enough to drive.
Yeah, maybe when the fucking Japanese rule the world, dude. I'm not risking shit to go to the future. With the way this world's looking, we might be in fucking encampments.
What-
They might have you know what I'm saying?
So it'd be like
Fuck
medieval
that.
times anyway, right?
Right, except for without the freedom of being a warrior.
Yeah.
Cancel culture, you swear on the street, they're like, bow,
Yeah.
bow, bow, fucking,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't
You're
even
like,
know
whoa,
what
you
you're
littered
saying."
in this post-apocalyptic world. I'm calling the police. Yeah.
And they say it in some one people language that they've created because everyone's the same. And there would be nothing but beige people
Yeah.
everywhere. Fuck
Yeah.
that, dude.
Yeah.
Send me
yeah.
back to medieval times.
I-
Give me a fucking sword, dude.
I did
Give me
see-
no condom. I'll
I-
put in good 25 years.
Yeah, I did see. Speaking of the color of people's skin, is that eventually the Earth is going to move closer and closer to the sun, which will mean that our skin will all be blue, right? The scientists say that it'll turn our skin blue. That there won't be any color. There'll be all a darker shade of blue, right?
Ooh.
And in that point, because of how the way the color will be, is that if you are obese, you'll be a different skin color. So at that point, obesity would become a race.
Oh,
Or I bet you the same kind of deal, these royals type, probably the blue bloods here in America, the political
Yeah.
hierarchy,
Yeah.
would probably build a whole bunch of little fucking cabanas. And they would all stay white out of the sun. And then their white people would continue to be bred and lead the blues. And it would be the same shit.
Yeah.
Fuck the
And then
sun,
we'd be an
dude.
avatar and it'd be a whole thing. Yeah.
Yup.
I'm with you. So let's move it on. Okay. So who would you rather share a prison cell with? Tupac or Biggie? This is a great question, by the way.
I would. I personally like Biggie better, but if you gotta share a cell with them, size does become a matter of interest. 'Cause
Massive.
Tupac's gonna take up way less space than Biggie, but I feel like Biggie's funnier too than Tupac. I feel like Tupac would be emotional. I'm picking Biggie, yo. I'm hanging out with Biggie all day.
Who also you have to think who's more likely to stab you in your sleep?
Tupac,
Fucking
yo.
stabbing in the Steve. I'm worried about a stabbing in my ace, dude. I'll tell you what. They don't call me bigger, the condom filler. I don't know about Biggie, son.
He has said some suspect
Dude.
stuff.
Also,
But
too,
he's-
he has to smell so bad in prison.
Well,
It's
yeah,
so
I would
bad.
wash him, bro. I'd become his bitch in 06. I'd be like, listen, bro, I'll wash your drawers, I'll wash your socks. You sit on that bed, you write fire. I'll kick a beatbox for you, Biggs. One thing though, dude, no sex stuff. You know what I mean? And if he tried, he's so big, that motherfucker's not catching me in a cell, son. Tupac's emotional. He'll start writing poetry and fucking
Yeah, you'd fall
try
in
to
love with
kiss
him.
your neck. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not. You're right. Fuck all that. Tupac's scrappy too, dude. He'll put you in a figure 8 leg hold, butt fuck you. You know?
Who
Yeah,
who are you saying, J-Dub?
I'm gonna pick Biggie. I feel like it's gonna be more fun.
Same. I'd
I
pick
feel like
Biggie,
Pac-
but not because of fun, because of
Do
less
you-
penetration.
I feel like Biggie would be everybody's friend, and Pac would be trying to start a revolution, and eventually everyone would be like, "Dude, tell this guy to shut the fuck up." All right?
Yeah,
Are
can
we
you just
getting
do your
meatloaf
time?
today? Come on, seriously.
But with that revolution shit, I bet you Tupac, if you're with his crew, you'd be probably safe, dude. You know,
If
he
you
might
were
kiss you on the
friends
neck
with-
at night,
But
but
well, I'm saying who do you think you'd be safer with their crew, Biggie or Tupac? I think Biggie. If you're friends with Biggie, I think that goes a lot more in prison than if you're friends with Tupac, right?
nah,
Yeah,
Tupac's
Biggie-
mom was in the Black Panthers. Dude.
No,
But
They're
Biggie would
affiliated.
be friends with everybody, right? Tupac would only be
No.
friends with a couple people.
I feel like I would
Different.
definitely get along with the Junior Mafia way better than I will with the Outlaws.
Oh, Little C's? You hanging with
Yeah.
Little C's?
Oh, I have a really good question. Where's the prison? Are we talking? Is it on the East Coast or West
That
Coast?
does make a difference
Right.
too. Yeah.
Great,
It's on the West Coast, they got
great, yeah,
blood.
really,
I'm
yeah,
No way.
yeah. I wouldn't go if it was West Coast.
Right.
yeah. East, if it's like Rikers, forget it. Biggie all day.
Biggie.
That's not even a question.
Yeah.
Hundo P.
Yeah, but then if you did Midwest or somewhere in Chicago, then you have to deal with Kanye West. And who the fuck wants to deal with that, right? You know.
Hey, you know what the Midwest is?
I would
It's
say
young
more
and
like
restless.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid of Chief out there in Chicago, son. That's who my bunkmate would be if I was locked up out there.
Sosa.
Yeah, he's like, Sosa. You know, we'd be in there.
Who doesn't
Nice.
love Chief Keef and O Block?
Yeah, how about it, man?
Remember Slim
Okay.
Jesus? Sorry.
Oh, no, go.
They
Slim,
used to call me
Slim
Mickey Slim Jesus, dude.
Remember Slim Jesus, that drill time song? I'd bang on you with my fucking gat. Remember that Slim Jesus song?
Like,
Shit was hot.
yo, dude, yeah. Only fucking real. All right, sorry.
Google YouTube that on your own time. Look
Yeah,
up
we
Slim
gotta
Jesus.
insert that in
Can't
there.
wait. Can't wait. I used to know a guy named Mises because he called himself the Mexican Jesus. So,
Nice.
okay.
Mexican Jesus is Jesus, though. That's what's crazy.
Okay. Very cool. Next question. Have you lost any adult teeth, or have you lost any teeth as an adult? Now, are we saying lost, or like could have gotten them knocked out, or whatever?
Yeah,
Any
any of the
type.
above.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, mine were taken out by a dentist because they didn't fit in my mouth, all my wisdom teeth. But no, like I haven't lost any like adult teeth. None have been knocked out of my mouth.
Have you had any pulled for like cavities or anything?
No, just my wisdom teeth. They were impacted. I had to go to the
Yeah.
doctor or the
Yeah.
hospital.
You've impacted a lot of people.
Impacted. What about you, Mickey? You lose any teeth?
Oh, dude, I lost mad teeth, son. I'm like an endorsement for fucking getyourteethreplaced.com, dude. Like, yeah. So I also had the impacted joints, which mine actually got infected. Then I had an abscess in my face, and I looked like the fucking Elephant Man.
Did you smoke? Remember, you have the holes in your mouth, and you get they tell you like if you don't smoke for 2 weeks. 'Cause I smoked cigarettes when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and they were like, don't smoke for 2 weeks because you'll get dry rot in the holes. You
Nah,
get dry
nah.
rot? You smoke your holes?
Nah, I had a friend though. We called him Cracky Dave. When he did it, he smoked a cig through his nose for like a week, which was crazy. But nah, my shit got infected prior to my extraction, if you will.
Oh,
Yeah, so I got this abscess, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It looked like there was a giant ball sack, and like John Goodman sized balls, like huge balls. Yeah, it sucked, dude. So then I went and they whatever drained it and shit, and it was terrible. It was like that for like a week. But yeah, then I got the teeth pulled. But then actually in college, I got into this pretty massive bar fight over remember the Bobby Shmurda song?
Yeah,
Hot.
yeah, hot
Ninja.
blank.
Yeah, Hot Blank.
Yeah.
So I'll set the scene for you. You know, we're in college. We're at this bar called Wolfie's, right? And it was like, I don't want to say the black bar on campus, but it was pretty dark in that unit, and it was lit though. Like they had good music and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm in there one night. I'm boogieing. They got a DJ. It's like almost like it's like last call. It's like end of the night kind of shit, right? I go up to the bartender and I put a food order in. I got shorty with me. I'm like, yo, she gonna get some chicken fingers. She come home with the Mac. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, let me get some fucking food. Then I go up to the I'm smashed, dude. Go up to the DJ. And I'm like, yo, bro, play that new Bobby Shmurda, cuzzy. And he looks at me. He's like, nah, man, I can't. With his headphone. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
He's like, the owner's racist. He's like, he hates that song. And I'm like, fuck the owner, dude. So I took out like a $20 bill and I was like, put this on the last song. I don't care. And he's like, all right, fuck it. Nice. And the dude's in like Sig Kai or whatever. So like I know him, like the DJ bull.
Yeah.
So, I'm standing there late night and then they drop it. And we be on some hot shit. Like I told them, so see when I hot shit, you know what I mean? I'm dancing. And then the owner like marches through the thing, right? And he's like, stop. This guy is like a sweaty little nerd. Like he was definitely on drugs. And then I found out later, like he was a cokehead. But this dude starts screaming, stop the music, The DJ, it's like, it like scratches, and he's like, don't put what I tell you about this song. He's like freaking out. Like he must be drunk too, like he's drawing. Could have just went to the DJ. It was
He's
wild.
had it. Yeah.
Right. So then he's like, who fucking told you to put this on? And the kid, like out of nowhere, just like, that guy, he gave me $20 and made me do it. And the dude turned to me. I'm like, yeah, take it easy, bro. Like, come on. He's like, no, you don't understand. Meaning, mind you, dude, I'm with all black people. Like, that's the girl I'm with, the guys I'm with. Like, that's what it is. Yeah. This is back when I was white Mike set, you know? So the dude like freaks out. He's like, you know what? He's like, you don't get it. These people, when that song comes on, they act like fucking animals. I was like, what? Dude, I was like, yo, watch your fucking mouth, chief. Back the fuck off. Like, you know, bro, I'm not some sweet white guy from Indiana. You know, I'll smack your lips off your face for talking that way, bro. I'll cut your fucking tongue right out of your mouth, yeah. You know, because, dude, I'm trying to bring home this girl, too, bro, and she's African-American, son. So I got to stand up, dude. It was wild. So then I'm like, fuck you, you know. And he's like, put on another song. So he puts on another song. And like the girl and I already paid for my food. He's like, get out of here. I'm like, all right, fuck you. I'm getting my food. Just put my bags up on the thing, right? And I grabbed them off. And this bull tried to rip the bags out of my hand, bro. And ripped it and like the bag ripped. And my other bull came over. Black dude, bigger dude, you know, he's like, yo, dog, chill the fuck out. And he like hit his hand down, you know, my food's in there too, bitch. Like, you know,
yeah, you're not getting my food.
And then the bull like dropped a bag and pushed me. And I just was like, fuck it. Bing, 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 started teeing off. I punched this guy probably 150,000 times, dude. 1,000,000 times. He was a bloody mess on the ground, beating the crap out of him. The bouncers come up, you know, and mind you, he was a sweaty nerd. Like, I'm not saying I'm a tough guy. He was a little bitch for talking this way. The bouncers just dragging me. I turn around. My boy Leak is just fighting bouncers. I'm like, oh, he got this. He's not getting the best of this, you know? All because I want to be Al fucking Sharpton for the night. So I have boat shoes on, right? It's the beginning of the year, you know, it's hot outside.
Yeah.
I flip out of my boat shoe and I land like on all fours, like doggy style, like looking in. And then this bouncer, it's a she. I honestly can't tell you how she identified, but I know that biologically this is a woman. She was 6'4", dreads down to here, looked like literally Waka Flocka, son. She kicked me in the face on all fours as hard as she could, completely knocked out. It was nuts, dude. I woke up fucking outside. My boy's like, bro, we gotta get out of here. And he's like, oh my god, your face. I have one shoe, can't get the other shoe. I'm hobbling down the street. These girls are like, oh, you know, like, this is Abraham Lincoln, you know, like walking down the street with me like I was the coolest white guy ever. And then cop pulled up beside us and was like, came out, pulled his gun, get on the ground. Everyone. They put us all on the ground. They were like, yeah, we were told like the black guy has a knife. And I'm like, dude, what? This is an Indiana PA, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you kidding me? And I look up, like smile, I'm like fucking Simple Jack. And he's like, oh, you guys got the bad end of this one, huh? And I'm like, yeah, dude, can we please get off the ground? I just got assaulted by Waka Flocka, you know? We had charges. It was a whole thing. You know, I had to actually wrote to the NAACP. It was a crazy thing that happened to me in college. But,
did you get one of your teeth knocked out?
Oh, yeah. I forgot this whole question. This whole tooth, gone. Just a splintered piece of crap. I had a presentation the next day. And I wake up, look in the mirror, and I'm like, called my mom, and she's like, am I still in your insurance? She's like, yeah, dude. And I went to Aspen Dental, a chain dentist. And I was like, the guy's like, I wasn't even on the schedule. I begged him, I'm like, please, dude, please. He put on, because they have to put like concrete on the back. He put so much I couldn't close my mouth. I was like, is this normal? He's like, no. You need a whole new tooth. Your insurance doesn't cover it, and I gotta go. That's what he said. He was like, so this is, you know, it'll smooth out over time. So I was like, okay, some extra bondage. And it like literally just got smooth. Now I can close my mouth and grind my teeth on the back like I used to.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Imagine if I would have where I'd been if Obama never made that insurance thing go to 2026. I'd have been fucked up.
He'd have been toothless, walking around.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's been Are You a Lowlife, right?
where was you though?
All right, pimps. This next segment's pretty cool. We call it "Where Was You Though," which is basically like what were you doing? You know, what were you wearing kind of thing. This year, we're looking at the year 2011. You know, so we'll ask each other questions to try to get to the bottom of who we were and where we were, what we were doing. All right, just to get right in. J-Dub, 2011, son. How old were you, bro?
2011, I was 26. Yeah, I was 26. That was actually not bad. That was a good year. I was just broken up with a girlfriend for like 6 years, and I was single for the first time in a long time. And 26, 2011. I think what did
He was
I
living life, son.
Yeah, I had a Volkswagen Jetta. That one was
Cool.
nice.
Very cool. I would have been 20 for most of the year. I'd have turned 21 in December, or diciembre,
December.
as our brothers from the South would say. But yeah, 21 was a good year for me, bro. I'll tell you that. Where were you living?
Let's see. I just started living in. So I was living in Norristown at the beginning of the year, and then we had broken up. And my buddy, who's was on the Working Perspective podcast, Romeo. He was. She's like, look, we're not gonna live together anymore. And I was like, I get it. She's like, well, I'm not gonna renew the lease. I was like, I get it. She's like, where are you gonna live?
How she broke up with you?
Yeah, like that was basically it. Like that's like I like was dumb then and was like still like, well, we're gonna like stay together still, right? And we'll just see how it works out. She's like, yeah, sure, okay. And then so she's like, where are you gonna live? I was like, I don't know. And you know me, like I was like, I don't know. I got out, I called Romeo, and I was like, yo, where do you live? And he was like, I'm actually looking at an apartment right now, and it's a 3-bedroom. We need a third person. Do you want to live here? I was like, yeah. So I hung the phone up. I walked back inside like 4 minutes later. I was like, I found somewhere to live. She was like, what? And I was like, I'm gonna go live with my friends. And she was like she like wanted it to hurt, you know?
Or maybe she wanted you to fight for it. You're like,
I was like, nah, I found an apartment. And
wait, so where was that? Norristown?
I was living in Norristown at the time, and then I moved back to Lansdale, which was nice too, because I was like from like right outside of there.
Yeah.
Just like you know, all the people I used to know and shit. It was a lot of fun actually, and I was right across the street from a bar, which is also a lot of fun.
Nice.
A lot. They used to have 50-cent drinks from 10 to 11 on Saturdays, and they would just let you order as many. Like I would walk in there with a $10 bill or like a $5 bill, and they'd be like, "Give me 10 vodka and pineapples."
Oh yeah, that was the best. That was like silver night in college. Yeah, we'd get trashed. We get fish bowls.
Yeah, it was it was well drinks, but like I didn't care. I was like, I just got to sleep, you know. So give me a bunch. What were you doing? What were you doing when you were 20?
Where was I living? You mean?
Yeah.
If we're following the script like we were supposed to, and you're going to pay attention from now on.
Yeah.
I was living in Indiana, PA. I was in college, and I was there for most of the year. You know, I came back. I lived with my friends in Phoenixville. I had like a room there when I came back. I was paying like so much money in rent, but it was like at the point where
was that before you were living with your buddy in Stowe? Or is that right? Did I meet you around the time when you were like 21?
Actually, you know what? You're right. That was before I moved there. I moved there in 2012. I was staying in Stowe when I came home. Is that how
old you were when I met you?
Yes.
You were just a child.
I was 20 years old.
What a reckless child you were.
Actually, I think I started working at the same place a year earlier, though, as an intern when I was 19 or something. So I think we knew each other for a little bit. We were like eating lunch together a little bit before then.
I feel like you could go to the bar when I met you, though. Damn, I can't believe you were that young. It was so weird because, because of that, so I had moved back to Lansdale and I started working that new job where I met this kid and his friends, which are all like 5 years younger than me. So I had like a group of friends who are much younger now, just due to work.
That's pretty cool, though. That'll like revitalize you.
Oh yeah, because like most of my friends, like who were actually my age, like either like had long-time relationships, girlfriends, wives, children. And then like I had like my buddies who I lived with, but like one was kind of serious. The other one is just also a maniac.
Yeah.
and then all you guys were maniacs. I was like, cool.
It's always the best.
I have a new group of psychopaths I can hang out with 4 nights
You're
a
like,
week.
cool. I can feel comfortable playing video games for another 10 years.
Yeah, I could definitely get away with not advancing my life at all.
So at this point, your job, were we working at the same place?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
just
were.
started there. I would have been right now. I might have been 20. We might be a year off. We might be like a year too early, but
I think you were
it's
a driver.
right around there. Yeah,
You were a
was
driver,
I-
right?
Yeah, I don't know if was I a driver when I met you. I don't think I was. Point being,
Order
though,
confirmation. You were order confirmation.
I was a delivery driver. Then, yeah, in 2011, I was a delivery driver in the Kensington area, and that was just a blast.
Yeah, I had an internship at school. This was actually like right after I won my lawsuit. So, or like the first leg of the lawsuit. So, like, I didn't have to work my first, couple years of college. I probably should have. But yeah, at school, I was just gambling heavy, dude. Was 2011 replacement ref era, or was that a couple years later?
Oh, that might have been right around there because I was still sports gambling. That now that you say that, it reminds me. I used to have a huge sports gambling problem too.
Yeah, I was gambling heavy back then, dude. Very heavy. I got this big lawsuit, dude, because I slipped and fell at a very famous fried chicken place. Let's just say I got a little bit of bread. They didn't hand over that secret recipe. Wink, wink. But it was, it was cool for me. So yeah, I was just basically fucking, dude. I was just fucking and gambling, betting, fucking, crying, dude. That's all I was doing.
Oh, I do not miss sports betting at all, yo.
Sucked.
Even
What were you
especially
wearing? 2011.
then?
But now, what do you mean, especially? Because I would love to talk more gambling.
I don't miss it, yo, at all. Like, so I back then had a website you could bet on, but the bets didn't go through the website. The bet went through a bookie back then. Like regular times, you had to pay on Wednesday, you got paid on Thursday. And I had like 3 bookies, but I used 2 of them. One was like a kid we knew, and then the other guy was like a very serious man. The very serious man, like you could not fuck around with. The other kid, you could be like, I'll give you $100 every week until I pay you back. You know what I mean? But the other guy, like, did not fuck around. Like the other guy, our one buddy didn't pay one time, and he showed up to his mom's house. And I don't know how he knew knocked on his door, was like, is so and so here? And she was like, no, he doesn't live here, but I'll give you his number. And then like he called and was like, hey, I stopped by your mom's house. I just wanted to make sure you have that for me. And like that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like didn't threaten or anything, just like stop by to let you know, like, oh, I know where your mom lives.
That's amazing. Yeah, I had a real bookie for a while, right up until about 2012. That's when I started doing the same thing. Like I had a real bookie at college, real life bookie, and then I had who I could like kind of stall with sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I was also betting online back when it was still illegal. So it was like I'd have to wire money to like some weird account in like Portugal or some shit. It was crazy.
Yeah. Those were weird. My buddy hit real big on one of those. He used to bet crazy on tennis, like would bet huge amounts of money in the opening rounds because it was like guaranteed that Williams was going to win, but it'd be like 3,000 to 1.
Right.
But if you had $9,000 in your account, you could win $300 for the first, you know what I mean? It's dumb, but so he won a shitload of money off one of the tennis tournaments, and he took the payout, and he got, because they had to be checks less than like 2,500, so they'd be like denominations of 2,400, and he got like 7 checks from all these different countries.
Dope. That's so cool.
But then like every once in a while you try and deposit them like electronically, and the bank would be like, no. And you'd have to like go there in person and be like, here's a check. And they'd be like, where's this from? You'd be like, it's from a thing. Like you just have to like look at them and be like, I don't know, just cash it.
We would always say when we had to do it that it was for shoes. Like we're buying shoes online, and this is how they do it in other countries. We would do that for everything, for like shipping narcotics across the country, for all of that. We'd be like, buying Jordans. What do you got to say, bitch?
That's pretty smart. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So 2011, you were, would you say 23, 26?
6.
26. What were you wearing? Like, what was your fashion at 26? Did you
back then? So I was doing the delivery job, and then when I moved into the office, like I started to buy like nice clothes, like shit from like Bloomingdale's and shit, because I was like actually working in an office. But before that, sweatpants. I always dressed like a bum. I never really cared. I mean, I like Jordans. I get like good shoes, but otherwise, like,
you're an athleisure kind of guy. I feel that. I know people like you. Yeah, it's all right.
People,
I
I've,
was,
I've explained it as the athletic goth. I like black and I like mesh shorts.
That's cool. That's actually an athletic goth look is actually pretty niche. You don't meet a lot of them, dude. It's like I hate myself so much, I'm gonna run about it. Yeah, I was. What was I wearing? See, I basically, for the most part, I stayed pretty emo.
Because when you hit the
Was my look.
when the chicken place, when you hit the lottery with the chicken place, like, did you run out and buy like a bunch of like, because like if I had money then, like I would have bought
Dog.
that shit. I would have bought all
Bro.
kinds of dumb.
I was the flyest bull on campus, 100%. Like, except for the exchange students, the Chinese bulls, bro. They'd be driving fucking Audis, wearing Gucci flops. I'm like, what? I did have a Gucci belt. I bought a Gucci watch. I did get some designer shit because that was popping.
Where is
but
just because I know you, where is that Gucci watch right now?
Gucci watch currently is at the Gucci store. I sent it there probably 2 years ago to get the battery switched off.
I've known you for at least 5 years, and
I've sent that Gucci watch away 4 years ago.
That
And
Gucci watch has been there for 7 years.
I call every time. I will remember every 6 months and call them and be like, "Yo, you still got my watch?" They're like, "Yeah, you want it back?" I'm like, "Nah, I'll sell it, lady. I'm on unemployment," and I hang up on her.
Where's the watch?
At the Gucci store. Like, they're holding it, ready
You
to
just
put a
gotta go
battery.
pick it up.
Nah, they
just
have to
gotta-
mail it back to me. But I just am afraid because of my circumstance that I would end up selling it. I would have got like a cheap engagement ring or something. I just switched it in, when I was hungover, high on pills a couple years ago. Like, who knows? Thank God I sent that fucking thing in there, dude. But yeah, I started basically mixing like my emo clothes with like the Kanye preppy.
Like
So like I was one
polos
of the
and-
first like
yeah.
white kids to wear like the button up all the way to the top.
Love the button up
And
to the
like I
top.
always had, I had nice clothes, and half of it, was those work clothes I'd wear for a few months a year, and they were always fly. But yeah, I was fly, but I was just skinny jeans and still skate shoes and shit. Threw in some boat shoes and no more studded belt. You know what I'm saying?
No more stuff on the belt. You were past it.
Right.
That's good. That's healthy. What do you have a girlfriend back then?
Yeah, I actually did have a girlfriend. It's actually crazy because my girl back then, like, I met her at home, and she went to a school out near me, like a bigger school, Pitt, and she was actually made cool. She got into an accident back then, weird enough, and I used her lawyer when I slipped and fell. So we were like a power couple. We were like this rich power couple who lived like an hour away from each other that was just both banging everybody else all the time.
You both just
that's
had
the
a
truth.
bunch of money and just both pretending that you're not.
Yeah. It's like how rich white people act in the movies. You get home, you're like, "Hey, babe," and like the lady just banging the pool guy, and you just got a fucking rub and tug from some little Japanese fucking smoke. But it was like she was banging the entire basketball team as much as she wanted, and I would randomly like have sex with a chick. I think that's basically how it went. That's the truth, though. By the way, she did like a ball player. What are you gonna do?
What about
Yeah.
what about your
else you
hair?
got?
What kind of hairstyle were you rocking back then?
Ooh, okay. So 2011 was when I got my first big cut. I used to have that big emo scene hair, dude, where it was like it's just one big wave. Like the guys from like Motion City soundtrack. I don't know if we can like pop a picture in right there. I don't know if we pay the producer enough or something, but Google it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I look like. Just look it up. Anyway, and I was with one of my friends who happens to be a black guy, and he was like, "Listen, bro, this haircut is drawing. You're wearing Gucci now. If you want like a real chick to notice you, who's not wearing black eye makeup, like you gotta get a cut, bro." So I went to the black barbershop, and I got the Robin Thicke, like bald on the side and the longest top fucking flippy hair you can get. Went back to school, dude, and they should have called me Mickey fucking Pussy Dropper, dude. I was knocking them dead with that Cuttington, dude. So that's how my cut went. And then I turned 21 this winter, and then I just never looked back. Once you start going to the bar, you can like exercise your money. You know, you get cooler. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, look at these wops. Give her a round, dude. You know.
Dude, yeah. Like I couldn't walk out of a bar without spending $80. Especially when you can drink that much too. It's so much fun, yeah.
Bro, one time I met this girl, like this light-skinned girl at work. I think you remember. She worked at the one club back at home. And I tried to impress her so much. She was a shot girl. But I'm like, how much are all those shots? She was like $120. I was like, I'll take them. Here's 150. I'll see you at work. So I work and I was like, oh God, you cost me everything. Like, which ended up being cool though, because she ended up letting me, you know, get really old In and Out burger mostly in. You know what I'm saying, baby?
The one time we left that bar like up in Stowe and we go to like the Turkey Hill convenience store. We're with this kid, he's hammered, yo. We stop at the Turkey Hill and this kid literally buys $64 worth of snacks from the convenience store. He bought like full bags of chips, burritos, the full sleeves of cookies, which are like $6 at the gas
Love
station,
him.
full box of cereal. He bought eggs, bacon, cheese. We made cheesy eggs at like 3. We had so much fun, but like the whole thing got rung up and he like looked around like we were going to help him pay for it. I was like, none of this was my idea.
Bro, yeah. And in college, I used to do that on the reg, but they put this wild thing in like my second year of college. It's called Giant Eagle. It's like a mix between like Giant and like Eagle, something American Eagle, maybe. I don't know. It's a fucking wild store. But it was like a, you know, grocery store, like Wegmans got it, you know, and it was like the first one on campus that sold booze. And then they had a hot bar that they would keep open late night. Dog, I probably gained like 11 of my freshman 15 at that joint. So I'd go in there wasted, you know, and just be putting like, when you get 22 hot wings and you have to weigh it, that's a lot. And then when you get that and a whole plate of mashed potatoes and then like a whole Thanksgiving dinner, I would go and it would be $40. I'd be like, sounds good to me.
$40 at the hot bar.
Yeah.
Oh man, when I used to work at a Giant and the hot bar was there. And every day I would walk up there, make a big old plate, not pay for it, walk right outside, eat my lunch every day, right? And then after I left there, my brother continued to work there. And there was this kid there who worked there for, I don't know, 15 years. And they caught him doing the same thing and they fired him like on the spot for doing it. And he was like manager or some shit. Like he had worked there forever. And they were like, you're fired. I was like,
for one fucking potato wedge, dude, are you kidding me?
And my brother's like, oh, look, he got fired for it. And I was like, wait, you're not like, how is the hot bar not just free? He's like, it's not free. I was like, I did it every day. It should just be take as you need.
Yeah. I got fired from Giant one time. It was probably like my like second week working there. Or probably been there about a month. This is back when you would work so much, 2 weeks, and you'd get a $450 paycheck.
Yeah.
Because you're making like minimum wage stock. I'm like, what the
$11 an hour.
So I started taking advantage of it. You know, and there was this thing where like, remember like the loose item cart, you pick shit up and you put it in the back and then someone would go and put them back on the shelves later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I used to roll through the store and just pick all the shit I wanted for the night. Like throw them in the loose thing. You know what I'm saying? Like in the loose item cart, wheel it in the back. For a while I was getting away with it. You know, I really like the cheese sticks. I'm a big cheese stick guy.
Yeah.
Throw a little fucking cheddar at me, I go bananas. You know, I get a bag of chips, you know, maybe a little drink. Just usually a little snack mixed in with other shit. And this one time I got, you know, I was starting to hate it. You know, and I knew kind of what I was doing. I was like, there we go. And I got the DVD American Pie, a pack of condoms. And this is when they knew. They're looking at it, they're like, dude, this guy's just shopping. These aren't loose items. He took the condoms from the condom aisle. And then like, so I just brought it back there, right? I didn't take anything yet. So we went in the back that night and called me to the office. Like, what? My mom's there. Swear to God, bro. I'm like 14 years old. Right?
Your mom's already there.
She's like sitting in the thing. And I'm like, oh my God. The guy's like, all right, Mike. So I noticed tonight, you know, oh, Mickey boy, I saw you taking a few things and pushing them in the back. So, like you're going to be fired for stealing. And this is just so I called your mom because you're underage, blah, blah. And I'm like, straight face, like, I didn't steal anything. What are you talking about? He's like, we saw you take things off the shelf and put them in the bag. I'm like, you told me to. Like, these were items at a place. I left them in the car. What are you talking about? Check my shit. Or check my fucking locker. He's
Yeah,
"Well,
like
you
I
didn't
haven't
take
done the
them yet."
crime yet. Yeah.
Exactly. So he's like, well, do you want me to call the cops? And my mom's like, Mike, Mickey, just stop. And I'm like, fuck this guy, dude. Yeah, call the cop. What are you going to tell him? I did my job so well. Dude, what are you going to tell him? Oh, there's condoms. He's like, what about the DVD? I'm like, what? DVDs can't be misplaced? It's in the car. Go check the car. I bet you everything I took off is still in the car. And he's like, all right, let's check the cart. He did it, dude. I called his bluff, son. He went and checked the cart. I drank a fucking vitamin water from it. I forgot, dude. I did it every night, Like, I thought he was getting me just for the new items, son. Nope. Got me for that. Let me, so you still want me to call the cops? I'm like, if you want to tell him I stole a juice on the clock, yeah, dude, call the cops. My mom was like, no, please don't call the cops. We left. Not only was I fired, I was grounded and fired. And then my mom sent back my last paycheck. I'm like, Ma, since when did a fucking vitamin water cost $250? She's like, well, if you got a fine, that's what it would have been. And I'm like, well, then just let them fucking charge me. We could have went to court. I could have argued about that. I was thirsty. It sucked. Yeah. All right. I think we're getting close. You want to just real quick, like maybe 2011, what was the worst thing that happened to you?
I mean, at the time, what I thought was probably that relationship ending was the worst thing that happened to me. We'd been together for like 6 years.
Oh,
We had a
20 to
dog.
26. That's,
Yeah.
geez, Maron.
Yeah, we had a dog. I had to like move, you know what I mean? And I moved back with my friends. I didn't know if it was going to be fun, but I moved out like with my parents straight with a girl. So like I'd never lived with my friends before. And then the best thing that happened to me that year would be the moving in with my friends. We had a ping pong table for a coffee, like for a kitchen table.
Nice.
It was so much fun. I didn't wear a shirt for like 3 months.
Yeah. It's crazy. I would say the best thing that happened to me was obviously the lawsuit. I got some money on the first leg that year. That was huge, man. Like I was able to actually go away to college. Up until that point, I was at Monco, right? And like no one signed off on loans and shit. And I was just stuck. And it sucked because I was really smart in high school. Like for the most part, like it was wild. Like who thought, like, Mickey the fucking bull, Mickey the bat would be at Monco, like it was wild. So that was cool getting that money, dude. I'd say the worst thing. Worst thing was, this is when my girl and I at the time probably just started to fracture. And I'll admit it. I did a bad thing. I was home on break. It's like around a holiday. I think it was Thanksgiving. So I was staying at my mom's house, just so I could wake up there instead of in fucking Stowe and Pottstown.
Yeah.
And, there was a shorty who I went to high school with who lived across the way. And one night, like, I was just like on Facebook. It's back when I saw Facebook. She was up. It was like 2:30. I hit her up. I'm like, yo, what up, shorty? Trying to slide or whatever. And she was like, yeah, fuck it. She brought over a fucking water bottle of booze. And like we sat like in my room, which was weird at my mom's house because it was like a room that you had to go through to get to 2 other bedrooms. My little sister and my little brother's room. Like, and I was like, ah, shit. There's like double doors, no lock situation.
Yeah.
So I brought her over and put in work. Like there were no rooms, no mom, no nothing, dude. I was getting trashed. I was fucking panties. I was blasting Zan, so I didn't remember nothing. I was going ham, dude. I beat it up. And then because of that sexual exchange, she left, which was weird because she was like, I told you I had to spend the night. Can't go back. I'm like, you live across the street. Go in. Tell your mom you fucking were sleepwalking. Get out of here, dude.
Go
You know?
home.
Go home. And then so her friend was a mutual friend with my sister and my girlfriend's friend. So the next day, he texted her friend and was like, "You'll never believe what I did last night. I banged," and she said my last name, Haddington. You know, and it got to the other friend, so they were together, and like, you know, my girl's friend was there and like picked up the other girl's phone and saw the text. Immediately texted my girl and was like, "I think, you know, Mickey cheated on you." She calls me. She's like, "What the fuck is this about you?" Like, and that girl next door. It's like, saw a text that said I banged Haddington. And I was just like, without even talking to anyone, I was like, that was my brother. Same
Smart,
last
though.
name, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's my brother, dude. She's like, what? Prove it. I'm like, all right. Call my brother. I'm like, yo, bro, last night you banged that fucking trash bird from across the street, right? He was like, oh, you owe me. Yeah, all right. Who do I gotta tell? Like, but after that, nothing was the same. That's when she really went for, I think, the power forwards and the centers on the team. You know, they got bigger and bigger. She couldn't come back, Jack. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's fun. That's funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that was a pretty good. Where was you though? 2011 was kind of pretty cool for both of us. You didn't even know it. So you think about these years, and you're like, what the fuck happened then? You think back and you're like, oh shit, a bunch of stuff that was wild.
Yeah, a bunch of
Right?
dumb. Yeah.
This is the Low Life Chronicles. Arr.
Hey, welcome back to the Low Life Podcast. We're here with the little chronicling of our lives and our experiences. I'm here with Mickey, and
What's
we're gonna
up,
give
baby?
a little low life chronicling. This
Let's
week
do
we're
it,
gonna talk
Sam.
about birthdays, yo. I've had 36 of them. You've had like what, 31 of them, 30 of them,
I've had 30 of them, dude, so
30
far.
of them. I remember like, I don't know, 9 of them probably out of 36.
What's the earliest one you remember, you think?
My earliest one, my uncle, before he had married this Jewish woman, used to give me a birthday present every year. And the
Wow.
last year before they got married, he gave me a Super Nintendo on my birthday.
What?
Yeah. And it was popping. It came with the full box. If you cut out the UPC and you mailed in the UPC to the box of your Super Nintendo, you got Super Mario All-Stars for free, which was Super Mario 1, 2, and 3 on a cartridge. And the
That's
Lost
very
Levels.
cool.
And
I
it came with
remember
a-
those.
And
I
it came with
remember
a
those little
T-shirt.
packs.
On that T-shirt, it had Mario with on Yoshi with the cape, and it said, "Now you're playing with superpower." And that T-shirt was very comfortable, and I had it for very many years, and I loved it. And I lost it somewhere. And I don't know where or when, but I would do a lot to get that T-shirt back.
If I were to guess, I don't know how old you were, but when I was a kid, shirts that felt good usually became my girlfriend, dude. I'd rub my dick all over them. So maybe you did that to it.
No, it wasn't that comfortable. I really liked it. I still have a shirt. So when we used to, I don't know how poor you were when you grew up, but we used to have to get clothes out of the Goodwill bag, or like the neighbors would come and drop clothes off. That would be my come up, because we had a neighbor who was like 5 years older than me. So like when he would grow up out of his shit, like just a black trash bag would be on the front porch, and he'd be like, "Hey, like take what you fucking want." And I got this black T-shirt, and it's just plain in black, and it like it's like Kevlar. It's thick, and I've had it forever, and it still looks the same, like amount of black for the last 27 years.
That's
I
cool.
love that
That's
shirt.
probably a Boscov's purchase. You know, the rich moms always like went to Boscov's and got like that, like, you know, good hemp T-shirt shit made in fucking, you know, somewhere cool like the.
It has no
Norwegian.
tag or like no name on it. It's just a black indescript heavy T-shirt, but I've had it forever. I didn't get that for my birthday. What was your worst birthday?
Worst or first? I asked you what your first was.
That was my first ever. The 6 Super Nintendo would have put me like, it would have been like 1994, 3, so like 7, 8.
The first birthday I remember wasn't my worst, but we can talk worst after this. My first birthday I actually remember was I think it was like at this stage where my parents, my biological parents, were just starting to like really turn into drugs. You know, it's like after my aunt let us move into their house, Wolf Street, and they had like some friends over. I think this was before they were total junkies, because there was some excess money. And I remember like the first birthday I remember wasn't so bad, dude. Like there was pizza, and like, that's back when you didn't have to like invite kids to your parties. The kids on the block you hung out with would come by, basically that's not you. Yeah. Play in front of our house. That's what I remember about it. And we like ate pizza and ran around until it was dark outside. And I don't remember a cake. I don't know if there was a cake or not. Probably not, but there was pizza, and pizza's good. Pizza's a pretty good meal, So that was probably the first one I remember, and that wasn't bad. But what sucked was like later that night, I remember like my parents ended up getting wrecked. That's what happened. They would just be wrecked, and there would come a night where like I wasn't allowed to be downstairs anymore. But I'm like, this is my fucking party, Jack. What are you saying? And basically what I learned later in my life is like, go upstairs. It's time for us to do blow and hard drop. Like enough is enough. Out of you, fucko. You got slicing the pizza in half. There's probably one fucking pizza they cut to like the little party sizes, So it wasn't much, but that was pretty good. That was the first memory I ever have of my birthday. What was your worst one? You mentioned the worst birthday. Remember a bad birthday?
My worst birthday? Like I remember when I turned 21, I went to Land's Bowl, which was a bowling alley in Lansdale, which is now burnt down. And I wish I had it, but we wrote everything I drank on the back of a bowling pin because you buy it there at the bowling alley. And I got blacked out hammered. And I remember just like having to walk home and just like throwing up and just being a nightmare, just like drinking so fucking much. And like I slept like at my buddy's house, like I like hid somewhere so they didn't fuck with me. You know what I mean? Because I was like worried about that, like them like doing weird shit to me when I was real drunk. So like he had a half finished garage like turned into a workroom, and I like climbed like into like almost like the ductwork to like hide so they wouldn't fuck with me when I slept.
Did you have raper friends where they just had to like teabag you and take
I don't know, there was like I drank with like a bunch of older kids, and I was just like, I don't want them doing weird shit to me. And when I fall asleep, I like hid like in the like the like almost like the framing work. Like I hid like in the drywall,
like the crawl space.
Like
the closet.
I like hid in there. Like they couldn't find me the next morning, like to be like, where are you? I was like, oh, I hid in there because I didn't want you to touch me while I was drunk.
You guys gave me prison vibes earlier, so I slept in the utility room above the fucking garage.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. I remember that being like just a nightmare.
Did you have fun though?
I mean, I had a good time. I got really, really, really drunk. Like I have the list. It's insane. Like if you read the list now and you're like, how could you have consumed all that? You'd be dead.
I remember those nights where you were taking like, I want to take 21 shots.
Yeah, it's insane. I have it at my mother's house. I still have the bowling pin. The bowling alley is no longer there.
Nice.
Other than that, like I don't remember having any bad birthdays with my parents. Like nothing crazy happening.
You always got what you wanted for the most part.
I mean, I never like I was always like I never asked for anything. Like I knew. I was just like, I don't want anything.
And then what would you get?
I don't know if it was my birthday. I think it might have been Christmas, but the same idea. Like one time there was that remote control car that could, if it flipped, it would still work. Like the car part was so thin, it was thinner than the tires, so it didn't matter which way it landed. It would always.
I know exactly which car you're talking about. Dude.
Call it the Ricochet or something like that.
Or like the Rumbler or something like the Tumbler.
That's what I wanted, and they just got me like a regular RC car, and it was probably dope. It probably worked awesome, and I never, like, out of spite and anger, never opened it. Just went like, oh, thank you very much, and like put it in my closet and never used it one time. I remember being so mad about it. I was like, this isn't what I wanted. I don't want an RC car. I want the one that flips.
That's hilarious.
I don't know if that was my birthday or not, but I remember being a bitch about it. And then like I remember cleaning up my closet like 5 years later and it being in the bottom and being like, I was a dickhead ass kid.
Felt like so bad. You're like, oh,
yeah.
man.
And it was like dead by then, like it didn't work. I was like, oh, the opportunity is
hilarious. My worst. It's so weird because like my worst birthday for a while I thought was pretty good. And this is gonna sound pathetic to you listeners and probably even to you, J-Dub, but think I was turning 9 years old, dude, and I turn, my birthday's in the middle of the winter, beginning of December, so it sucks outside, like it was always the excuse why I never got anything I wanted. Like, oh yeah, what do you need a bike for? There's snow on the ground.
Yeah. Anything you need. Yeah.
Like just anything. Like, so one year I remember, and this was like in the throes of addiction for my biological parents. So I don't even think the year before it wasn't even mentioned. Like days would come and go, bro. Birthdays, holidays, not even a thing in this crib,
Yeah. It'll tell you the actual date.
It's not even a fucking day. So one morning I woke up. Yeah, I think I was turning 9, bro. And I like came downstairs, or I woke up actually downstairs by the heater because they would do space heaters downstairs, like plugged in. So I like woke up. I was cold as shit. I remember. I'm like, damn, man, this don't went off. They probably just turned it off in the night, so I like wouldn't,
Yeah.
burn up, or
No.
AKA they wouldn't waste electricity money or something.
Melt the house down.
Yeah, I doubt that was it. So
Yeah.
I remember one morning I woke up and my pops must have pulled an all-nighter because like he was in the adjacent room, like a little bar place, and he comes out and he's all like fucking up, he's like, hey Mickey, hey doing, blah, 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 you feeling good? And a lot of times when I'll be like, I'm going to school, no you're not, I got something for you to do today.
Yeah.
So I woke up, I remember being like kind of hungry, when I was hungry I would go to school because I know I could like get a free meal and then dip set if I wanted to. Woke up cold as shit, belly rumbling, like I didn't even know the day, Jack, honestly, and like my high ass pops was like, hey, why don't you go to school today, get yourself something to eat? And I'm like, oh, all right, well, wait, got anything to do? He's like, oh, it's your birthday today, He's like, I remember, bro, all my life. He's like, 10, 11 or something. Like, I don't know,
why,
dude.
well, I don't know why you asking me.
Like, I'm pretty sure I'm 9. Yeah, they want to be 9 today. So he's like looking around. He's like, I got you something. Looking around, I'm like, oh, let this fucko get me, dude.
Not only that, you're born in 1990. Your age is so easy to keep track of. If you just know what year it is, you know how old you are.
That's it, dude. You only got to know one detail.
All you got to know is he probably thinks you are 9 because it is 1999, but you haven't turned 9 yet. So he's thinking you're turning 10.
Maybe. But he did say like, 10 or 11, I'm pretty sure. So,
he's got no idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So he says like real quick, like, oh, I got something for it. And he like starts looking around and then he grabs, which I thought at the time, I'm like, this is sick. I was like obsessed with orange soda as a kid. I thought it was so good, bro. Like I loved this shit. I loved it. I guess like, from the night before or whatever, there was they must have been drinking, maybe used as a chaser or something. Remember those like 3-liter like generic sodas?
Yeah.
That were like huge.
Yeah, they were huge.
Huge.
But they only came like a treat. Yeah.
Right. Exactly, dude. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Right. So it's one of those Husky boys, and it was probably filled up like a quarter, which was basically like almost a fucking big ass. It was like a liter cola, dude.
Yeah.
Orange style. So it's like, here, why don't you take this to lunch so you can have a drink for lunch? I was like, what? Bro, I was so hyped. I remember I go across the street early. Usually I'm late and I just go right into school. I was so excited to show this shit off. I go over there early and I had the soda and I was so hyped. I gave everybody sips. And by the time I got to lunch, dog, I had 0 orange soda left. I just was giving fucking orange sipsies out to whoever wanted them. Yeah. And so for like 10 minutes, that was my best birthday. And then, or my worst and best. Then it ended up being my worst when I had my probably, best birthday. But I don't think. Did you do best? I don't think we talked about best birthday. We just did first and worst. We can leave best for next time, maybe. But
Is that your worst?
that's my
orange-
worst, dude.
that
I
was
do
it?
have a best.
You just sang you to school. Orange soda was your present, and that was it.
Yeah, and I shared it with everybody, so I barely got any.
What are you 10? Oh, that's fun. I feel like my like you said, like, so my birthday's in May, so like it would be right at the beginning of the summer. So like I feel like I got a bike. I got a bike one year, and then I saved up for a bike. And now I can't think. It was Yada. It was like a Japanese bike. They had it at this bike shop, and it wasn't too expensive. And I was like, I want it. It was like red and gold. I got it. I was like 10 or 11. And I was hyped about it. I loved it. My mom was like, don't leave it on the front, like, porch, like, put it around the back. And I always put it around the back. The one time I ever left it up front, I remember it because, like, a bike was your only mode of transportation. Like, I got on my bike, and like that was it. Like, you could do whatever you wanted as long as you weren't home. Like, somebody
That's
could
your
yell at you.
lifeline, dude. For sure, lifeline.
I remember walking outside like and being like, where's my bike? Like, and like looking around the back and being like, oh, did I leave it at like my friend's house? And like, did I walk home? I'm like, no. I'm like, where's my, and like I remember putting it together, like, someone stole my bike. I'm like, my bike's gone. And like it like hitting me that like, this is it. Like, that's the bike you got. Like, they bought you a bike. You're not getting another bike. Like,
No.
you're on your own now. Like, now I don't have a job and I need a bike. I had like older stepbrothers who moved in, and the one had a Dyno GT bike frame down in the basement. And it was hit, but like he's also the type of bull who like had a bunch of shit. And like I kind of knew like he's not doing anything with this. Like, he just has it, right? So that's what I started with. I grabbed the frame, and then I like went down to the pool. I jacked some kid's hand like with an Allen wrench, and like I jacked some kid's handlebars the one day. Came home with the handlebars. Like, my one buddy had an old Mongoose. I took like the sprocket and the chain off that, and then like went down to the pool another day. Took some kids' pedals. Like, I Frankenstein this bike together over like, the next like 3 weeks. But I just remember like the feeling of walking outside and being like, oh shit, my bike's gone.
That's
like when your car gets towed. I was like,
Yeah.
oh God, I can't do anything until I have a way to, like, when I gotta walk like a sucker.
Yeah, see, that was again same thing. It's like worst and best. It's like your best, but then also ended up being the worst.
Because I love that bike. I got that bike for my birthday. And
My
then it was
best,
gone.
my best birthday was a bike too. Actually, it was like I might have told you this story privately. Right after I got out of the group home, my sweet dear old Aunt Judy, who lived in Virginia, saved us, and we were down here. And my birthday rolled around. I woke up in the morning to this brand new, dope ass like black fiberglass Mongoose. Remember when Mongoose started making like cool BMX bikes? I got that joint, dude. It was sick. And there was like this was like before I was actually adopted, or my biological parents gave up their rights. I was in foster care. So there was like a card on it. And I opened it up, and it was like this really sweet letter. It was like, hey, and I remember it said like Michael. I thought that was kind of fishy, but I didn't think anything of it. And it's like, love you so much. Wish I could be there with you, hope you like the gift, love mom and dad. I'm like, oh shit, dude, they came through, maybe they're trying to get their lives together,
Yeah.
Dude, for years, probably a year and a half or something, I thought this bike was from them. So like, I remember one time, I fucking, I got caught ghost riding a bike. Remember that was a thing where you just throw it down the fucking
Just
joint.
let it go, and if you had tight handlebars, it would fucking.
Yeah, dude. So one of the neighbors like snitched, called my aunt, was like, yo, this kid's fucking just throwing his bike all around town, Jack. Like, we got cars on the street. What the fuck is up with this little retard kid you guys got from the fucking home? And I mean the R word with utmost respect here. They literally thought I was a little fucking slow for a while because I had this bad eye. They didn't know it. Is his eye just slow, or is the brain connected to his eye slow? They had no idea.
He can't read.
Right.
He
I was
doesn't
like
know
a year
social
back from
cues.
school. Right. It was nuts. I was calling everybody, yo. Like,
When
yo.
you so the grade you left, when you re-entered school, did they try and give you a hard time about like re-entering that same grade?
Yeah. So they tried to put me back a year.
Just
And
1 year? Because you
yeah,
didn't go to school.
nah. And luckily my Aunt Judy was like, she had foster kids before, you know?
Yeah.
And she knew how detrimental it was for an older kid
They
to
start
grow up
getting
around
held
younger
back.
kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't usually
It
help.
messes
End
you up.
getting
You
put
can't
in
have
slow
friends who
classes.
are, you can't be 6, you can't be 12 in a class with a bunch of 10-year-olds. It makes you feel weird.
Right. It's just not right, you know? So she said, she was like, look, I'll get him a tutor, you know, over the summer, but he's going in this grade. It's not his fucking fault. You know, she was awesome about that. But yeah, dude, like, you know, and I remember her yelling at me, like when the neighbor called about the bike. Well, you didn't get it for me anyway. You know, like my mom and dad got me this bike and they're gonna get me out of here and I'm gonna leave Virginia because it sucks. You know?
Yeah.
And then bro, she said, all right, well, when you're fucking living in my house, you're not gonna break the shit that someone got you. It doesn't matter who got it for. She's awesome. Years later, I go back, dude. I'm like, what? I'm fucking 10 years old at the time, right? When that happens. Go back. I'm a sophomore in high school. And it's a late night, me and her just sitting out smoking. She would smoke cigs, dude, and drink decaf coffee until the cows came home. All fucking night long. I remember all the kids were in bed. It was like 12:30. She was watching like murder mystery, like, you know, who raped fucking Allison Wigby in 1997. She loved that shit. You know, we're smoking, talking about it, and I was like, I can't believe that. You know, like she says to me, like, Mickey, like, sorry to tell you this, baby, you know, and now maybe I can. You got new parents, but I got you that bike. All those presents I ever said were from them were from me. Like, you know that, right? And I was like, like, I didn't think I could love a person more, dude. I was like, oh, yeah, you're amazing. Like, you got me a bike. I love that bike, dude. It was awesome, dude. But yeah, that was my best birthday, dude. When I got a bike who I thought came. Every best birthday of mine is also low-key the worst because I find out some shit about it.
Because you thought it was actually from your parents, but it's from your.
Yeah.
At least somebody bought you a bike. Yeah. Good for that.
Right.
Lady.
And I was totally grateful.
She let you live with a lie for a few years as a child. She's like,
she
let
wanted
him
to
have
make
it.
me feel good, dude. She's amazing, you know?
Yeah.
Guardian angel, if you will.
What a doll.
What a fucking doll, dude. R.I.P. Aunt Jude. We love you down here, baby. I'm eating gabagool. I'm eating that fucking hot cheese you like. We dip it in this spicy golden mustard because that's the only way you like it, baby. But yeah, dude, that's about the end of my birthdays. All the other birthdays were pretty shitty too. Maybe we can get to those in other years. Some of them were good, some of them were bad, but those are the two that really stick out.
I don't remember most of my other ones. Like I know we had family parties when I was a kid, and those always turned into like my parents drinking. But like that was fun to me. I always made good money from them. Like if they had a keg, I always made good money.
Well, you worked the tap?
Always worked the keg. Stood right behind it. $1 for a cup, $5 for a pitcher.
Yep.
So many adults try and get by.
I remember those times. When my pops, like I grew up in the 90s, you know, when Tyson was big. Like my pops would have people over for the fights, you know, boxing in general. But I remember Tyson fights. And they would drink Heineken. And every time they needed a beer, they'd give me a quarter to go get them a beer from the fridge. And that's popping back then at the corner store. You go to a Poppy store in South Philly. You can get a bag of chips, bag of Doritos for a quarter. You can get a Huggy, blue fucking Huggy, John, for a quarter. 50 cents, bro. That's a lunchy, boy. That's a lunch.
Oh, dude, yeah. Candy bars used to be 50 cents. You get a candy bar and a can of soda for $1.
Crazy.
What more do you need? And that too, they used to keep, so there used to be a pharmacy right by our house. And that's where they, like the aisle on your way out, they kept like all like the real food, you know, like it was like a small little pharmacy, but they would have like snack packs, full things of Oreos, like
noodles and shit.
Yeah, like real shit. So you would always buy stuff and then on the way out, just grab it and walk out.
Yeah.
So you'd have a full thing of Oreo. Oh man,
that's what I would do. So what I would do was I would do the 50-cent Huggy and chips, and I would always steal a pack of the caps for my cap gun. Because I walked around with a 38 Special for 4 years, bro, a cap gun. And it was so cool to me.
But yeah, no, I want they have a bubble pipe that you put bubble mix into and you puff it and it blows bubbles out of it. And I never had one as a kid, but I want one now as an adult.
That was like Garth from Wayne's World. Remember when he was banging Heather Locklear?
I want a bubble pipe.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cap guns.
All right, well, that's a pretty good wrap on the Low Life Chronicles, dude. We got to talk about our first, best, and worst birthdays, which is a thing, dude. You know, like I'm sure a lot of people out there listening. Jesus Christ, dude. These sound like some shitty birthdays, or like, oh, I'm sure some people are like, dude, at least you got a fucking bottle of soda. You know, we're all over the map here at the Low Life Podcast. That's what we're trying to show. You know, some shit you might be relating to me with, some with J-Dub. Others, you're like, hey, both these guys had it easy. Or like, whoa, both these motherfuckers were broke, dude. Their lives suck. So,
Poor idiots.
either way, yeah, poor idiots. Come check us out next time, dude. This has been the Low Life Podcast. Thanks for doing it with me today, Jay Dubsky.
Hey, thanks for hanging out. It'll be fun. Bye.
Thanks,
Love you.
Matt, the producer, the secret fucking Wizard of Oz behind this whole thing. Love you, buddy boy. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Like and subscribe on YouTube at the Low Life Podcast, TikTok Low Life Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at _Low Life Podcast. Twitter's the Low Life Pod. And finally, our email. If you have any questions, concerns, you got any recipes, any dope pictures, anything like that, the lowlifepodcrap@gmail.com. Reach out to us. We'll reach back. Thanks for listening. Bye. See ya.